I don't know what to tell you. You know, we've got manufacturing, we've got all these issues in the production of herbal formulas. It isn't like we're running out in the woods picking the herbs and giving them to you. No, I mean, when you look at this massive move to get these herbal formulas to you, it's all the way down to the farmers and the pickers. You know, you have a lot of people that pick wildcraft because it's a money maker. You know, I'm from Indiana. We pick ginseng because it's a money maker. So we have those people that go out and wildcraft, mountain guys that go out and wildcraft, and gals that go out and wildcraft. However, we're going to end up wildcrafting the planet. You know, this is the problem, is that we need so much. Talk about things we need to look at, ways we need to employ and to grow and to be entrepreneurs, is getting into the herbal side, because the more we create a demand, the more there'll be a need for farmers and people to start taking on herbal growth. And that's what we need, is to get that going. But you really, and this is for Bo, this is you too, but this is mainly at Rebecca here, honey. You got to get into the stomach and bowel number whatever. I would do lymphatic 1 capsules. If it was me, I would do three times a day. I would do lymph node 2. I would do kidney number 1, both capsules and tinctures. Do a parasite formula. I mean, hit an adrenal glandular. I mean, really hit this hard. To move that lymph and go on a fast. Do whatever you have to do to drain the head. Bo, do some ear candles maybe, honey. See if you can open that. And that would be good for Rebecca too. Any way to open this stagnation here. Any way to open that up, and candling ears is just one little avenue to do that. So this is a real important message. I hope that I'm going to tell Chris to post this right up. Right away, and then we'll give you a call, Rebecca, because that's serious there. Thank you, 888 VM. Appreciate that. We try to speak the truth. I tell you, we have to stand strong. Things are getting more negative with governments, more power and more control, and we have to stand up and be strong. The people. We are the people. This is a good example here. This is NYXS60. More worrying, a vocal anti-vaccine guy has just been jailed for fraud. Now, we have constitutional rights in this country. They're fading away. The Supreme Court finds the government has jurisdiction to force its people to buy health care. Then you can just wipe our Constitution with your you-know-what. Or on your you or what, because it means nothing, and we just have lost our country, and these guys all need to go to jail for it and spend some time and let them connect with God while they're in jail and open up and come out real good people. That's what these people need. They're just people that are out of touch with the world, and they think these agendas, and we give the power to the government. You don't give power to any government. Minimal stuff. And this guy was jailed for fraud. Well, I don't know why he got fraud. He must have done something, because it couldn't be. You have free speech, at least in this country. Maybe another country will pick you up, you know, and that. But this is the sadness about this. We have a right to disagree. We have a right to say, because we have medical doctors with books and tapes out on against vaccines. So this guy had to do something else that to be arrested for fraud. It does make you sick, but if you know. Just talking against vaccines, I don't know. You know, it's possible they conjured up this to shut him up. But you know what? Pharmaceutical companies, too late. You already created the fraud yourself. Pharmaceutical companies are guilty of fraud. CDC centers in this country are guilty of fraud. And a lot of medical doctors are guilty of fraud. Now, a lot of medical doctors are given wrong advice. They don't know. They've been lied to, so it's not their fault. You know, I go right back to the pharmaceutical companies and the power of the CDC centers. There's a lot that's going on there that people are uncovering. That's not my job. My job is to I'm a detoxification expert. I try to get you in that thinking. Just be aware, be aware. We have a very toxic world right now. And it just seems like people are lost in this. They can't seem to pull themselves out. I'm looking at Obama. He's in a stupor. He can't pull himself out. He doesn't know what to do in life. I mean, it's a horrible thing. Here's Spiritual Warrior 77. Here's RA. I have the... Now... she's talking about the veggie caps. She gets a little stiffened up. It's interesting how sensitive you are with the veggie caps. Yes, you can open up those veggie caps and pour them into something. Absolutely, probably better anyway because there's so much starch with them. I concur with that. So, any way we do something, it's difficult. I should put it all in a jar, shake it up, and take it out by the teaspoon. But so I'm going to get flack from that. I'm going to find flack for everybody has something against something, it seems like. And so there's always those people that are out there finding some fault against everything you're doing, and we're just trying to find the best delivery systems, the best way. I thought tincturing would be the best way. And then there's the alcohol issue, but you can't get away from that right now. There's I'm not into research anymore. Someone's going to have to come up with a better minstrum. Vinegar and glycerin, no way. You're just not going to get your product. You're throwing your money away, in my opinion. So, bang for buck, power, most of the herb as much as you can. So, we're doing, it's more difficult than what you think. But absolutely, you get rid of this RA, Spiritual Warrior 7-7. You do some fasting on some grapes. Really pull in those fruits and start detoxifying. I've said this before, in rheumatoid arthritis, which is RA, I have one person that their eyes did not have sulfur in it. One person that was diagnosed with RA that did not have sulfur in their eyes. So you could be up against a little mountain here with all the sulfur. If indeed you have sulfur in your eyes, take a look, get a real close-up mirror, shine a flashlight, see if you have sulfur in there. It doesn't matter, it just has to all come out. Watch your stools for orange stuff, but really start moving on that lymph system. Same type of protocols I recommend for everybody, because this is how you dig into the lymph system. This is how you get the kidneys and what we know. That's why I said it's hard, get this, it's hard enough with the herbs and the glandulars, let alone people bitching about the glandulars or this and that. Okay, it's hard enough. We live in a very tough times. We're growing animals for food. We're doing all these things. We're out of balance. But to pull ourselves back into balance isn't going to be easy. It's a big trip, and you have to first awaken to the fact that you're out of balance. And that's the problem with that, is we have so many Puritists and religionists and people that don't understand a higher view of creation and what is reality in the first place. That's the other kick. What is reality? Who is reality? What role do you play in reality? Is this really real? Is all this stuff reality? It might be to you in the moment when you're lost in the physical world, but when you unshackle and unchain yourself to this world and step back and start looking at some other worlds that exist, you start realizing how unreal this world is. Talk to most people that have had an out-of-body experience, even if they just saw a little light and felt the warmth and beauty, changed them forever. Just a little experience like that, let alone a conscious experience into a beautiful cities of jewels and light and higher consciousness. I mean, it's just amazing. And maybe the reason this world gets so negative is to shake you away from it, so you'll let go and free yourself. Because sometimes that's what you have to do. Because this is all just what we've created. This is just all already created. So in one way you can get mad at it, and in another way you have to laugh at it, because it is only as real as this world is to you as you make it. Because you are not from this world. You're not of this materiality. Your human body is. That's why I say that when you're at any of these levels, you have to use the dust of that level to fix that level. And thanks, Spiritual Warrior. Our staff, we try. I don't know. I think you guys get the gist. We're pretty straightforward, honest. And like I say, if you think I'm bad, just try to deal with some of the staff people if you make them mad. Jennifer in particular, because you have no idea what we've been through with so thousands and thousands and thousands of sick people for 40 years. It's been a long road. And so after a while, we get sensitive because of the amount of hours and the amount of help and worry and things that we put in trying to help our people. It's just, it's hard to explain to you what that's like to spend. And this is another thing, we're going to talk about this in class, is we're going to spend some time on being a healer and what this does mean to you, and the stresses of being a healer, and what you have to try to avoid being a healer and not get yourself involved in, because it's an amazing journey, but you are dealing right in people's sorrows, their sicknesses, their pains, and it's a whole nother breed. You've got to get out and get some outdoor sunlight and happiness to balance yourself out, because everything that comes to you is negative, sick, dying, and so you've got to have your R&R time, or have to learn how to be and channel the God force through you, and let that God force be part of that healing issue. Quick question. Is it all right to water fast with weakened adrenals? Thank you. I appreciate that. Kid Raw 38, thank you, Mon. You know what? I mean, Dimitri was here and he was fasting, and of course you can tell Dimitri's a kidney adrenal person. Little malabsorption probably, very thin fella, but super fella. When we did your blood pressure, Dimitri, your blood sugar was, what was it, 40-something, 41? That's not good. And so this is part of the problem, is with the weak adrenals on a fast, you could actually, people start fainting and passing out and everything else. And this isn't what this is about. This is about regaining the health and vitality of the body. But look at where we've come in our genetic weaknesses. We can't do what we used to. It was nothing just to take off on a water fast. Now people with weak adrenals fast, they start getting really lightheaded and low blood sugars, low blood pressures. And so I'm like with you, Kid Raw, it's a good question. I really think seriously that one needs to spend a month or two at getting their adrenals up, their lymphs clean. I'd say 2 or 3 months maybe, and then do some serious water fasting. You're going to have more fun doing it, you're going to feel better doing it, and you're going to have helped your body get up to where it can handle a little bit. Some people are so weak, I just would not fast. It's just, I mean, you get more energy fasting, no question. Stopping the digestion of foods, but when we shift to fruits, we don't have that hard digestive need of the vegetables. So we can use more of those angstroms or magnetic energies of the fruits. Plus, they already come with 3,000 to 4,000 more magnetic angstroms of energy than vegetables. On top of that, with their ease of digestion, you can stack 3,000 or 4,000 angstroms on top of that over vegetables. So you're up there basically at the level humans are radiating at just by eating fruit. You're going to at least get that, but I can tell you, you're probably going to have a net of somewhere between 8,000 9,000 angstroms of magnetics with fruit, where you're going to only have maybe 5 with vegetables. I've had my energy lower just eating a salad, to where I felt like I wanted to fall asleep here, and I'm going, oh, you know, it just, those people that are used to high consciousness of fruits and berries and melons have a hard time going to the vegetables. You'll find these little things as you get up there. The Funky Bobo's nuts.